guys, it is Kayla Waller with Waller Ventures, and today we are going to build our very own DIY fishing pole rack. So stick around and check it out. So I'm going to give you the rundown. We are going to be making a DIY fishing rack that kind of looks like this. It's going to kind of be in this manner. We're going to, give and take some of this and put our own ideas to it. But the trick with this is I didn't go to Lowe's and get wood. We are using this wood back here. This is our worst piece of wood we have. This wood actually goes around the backyard for a flower bed border. So I use this to build the Waller Ventures garden as the foundation, and I have some left over, so I'm going to use it, even though it looks horrible. And it's falling apart and gross. But what makes it harder with scrap wood is I can't grow wood, and I got to be careful on what wood I take away because I probably don't have any more of the same wood, and this is all I got. So my measurements are going to have to be based on what I have and kind of the height of my fishing poles. My tallest fishing pole is 6 foot 7 inches, and my shortest one is 4 foot. I also have some wood that is very dry rotted, and so I'm going to try not to use as much of that as I can. But if you want to build your very own fishing rod rack on a zero budget, this is the video to watch because I am on a zero budget. So my first step is going to be sketching out some designs. I'm not going to put any measurements just yet. I'm just going to have like a basis of drawings that I'm going to be focusing on, and I'm going to go back and take measurements of my fishing poles and the space that I'm going to put this rack in and go from there. So let's get to drawing. So I kind of got my sketches out. I'm going to go ahead and warn you, they're not the prettiest, they're not the best, but I have to read it and I can read it. So the front is going to kind of look like this, and the side view, and then you got the top view. And I'm going to also make a little thing for my rigs. I'm going to put it somewhere on the wall. I don't know where yet, but I've been making my own rigs. Right now I have them in a plastic bag. And I kind of want to have them hung so that way they stretch out and they're not bundled up and bunched up and messed up. So I'm either going to put it on this wall or the wall where I'm going to put the rack. So I'm going to go take some measurements and see what we can get. Alright, so like what I was talking about earlier, this is my short pole. There's 3 of them that are this height. This one is my longest pole. It is 7 foot 6 inches, and you can see the difference where the reel sits. Like I have the reels lined up, and you can see there's probably there's this much space between them. And let me see. That's better. There's this much space between 2. You can obviously see this is longer. So I'm going to kind of meet in the middle somewhere, and like for the height of the platform where the holes are going to be. So this is the space I'm going to put our rack in. I'm going to measure how long it is, about 4 feet. So I'm going to see if I have wood that's 4 feet. So this is the wood I am planning to use for that piece that's going to sit like this, and it's going to have holes in it, so the fishing rod can sit in it. The reason why I chose this one is because it's pretty, pretty stable. It's pretty straight. and it's the widest piece of wood I have. So I'm going to measure it and see how long it is. So this is exactly 4 feet. So I might cut this in half. I think, well, I might leave it. I'm going to see. I might leave it and just put a brace in the middle to kind of keep it more sturdy. Like, you know, like I want to put like a ton of weight on it, but I want it to be as sturdy as possible. Okay, so I got 2 measurements now. I know from that piece that's going to lay like this with the holes in it, it's going to be 5 inches off the ground. And I'm going to make it 4 feet apart. And I'm going to put the piece of wood in the middle to stabilize it a little better. And I'm going to put it in the middle, and each side is going to be 2 foot and 2 foot. So I have 2 feet to work with for holes. Once I get that built, I'm going to measure it and see how far apart I can put the holes. But I'll wait until I get closer to that part to do it. All right, so as you can see, this is my shortest piece of that big, huge, gross wood that I have. So I'm going to have to base everything off this, which sucks. So I'm going to measure it, and it's about 2 feet and 3/4. I might trim it to make it 2 feet. I don't know yet. We're going to see how big this one is. When I do carpentry stuff, I like to have even numbers. I don't like messing with fractions. So we're going to measure this piece, and it is about 4 feet. So I'm going to cut this to 2 feet. Okay, so I got my last measurements. So that's going to be 2 feet. That's a question mark for right now because I'm going to wait and measure it when I build the rest, like the frame of it. This one where the plywood is going to be, I'm going to measure it when I get to that point. So the first thing I'm going to do is make this part and make this part. So this piece of wood, you can see I've painted on it. This is going to be these. So I'm going to measure our piece of wood. So it is a little under 1 inch thick. I'm going to mark it right there. And I am going to put it right there, like so, and measure 5 inches. Alright, so this is our jigsaw. Check it out. And here is our saw. It's been used, and it's a little crooked, but don't really care at this point in time. So, I'm going to pull that back. There you go, it should be in. Alright, so I'm going to line this up like so, and I'm going to mark it right there. Alright, so they're roughly the same size. I know they're probably not straight, but hey. So the next thing I want to cut is this. You see my mark right there. So for this piece, I'm going to have to put my knee over here to hold it. But if I remember correctly, last time I cut this piece of wood, it was a pain. Alright, so we got our spine of the fishing rack made. This is leaning a little bit. but it's alright. I'm hoping that this will hold it a little steadier. So I don't have any L brackets, and as you can see, this is wider than this. So I am going to get some screws. I got 3 screws, Phillips head screws, as you can see. I'm going to do one this way, and then do one on the other side. Not going to be really stable, but I am hoping that when I put this piece on it over here, it will stabilize it. So let's go do that now. Alright, so the bottom's going to look like this, and I'm going to put this one in the other piece, this one over here, this one in the middle like so, and put another block on it as well, just to hold it, give it, and make it more steady. All right, so I got my leg cut already. So for this piece, I'm actually going to bring it in some more, because this is just supporting that. It's not really holding it out like those are doing. This piece in the middle is going to be kind of like I'm holding the weight of the structure type thing to a certain extent, because of the way I did the 2 outside legs. So I'm getting ready to screw them in now, and I'm going to actually use the 3 feet ones that I have. I only got a couple of them, but I have 3 feet ones from the 3 inch, sorry, 3 inch, not 3 feet. I'm hot and sweaty, and it's hot. The 3 inch ones are from when I built the Waller Ventures garden. I'm going to measure 2 feet real quick. And it's right there. So right there is 2 feet. I'm measuring it 2 feet from the block, not this. So this is a little off from 2 feet. So let's go. This one in the middle, I'm actually going to cut in half. Well, not in half, but I'm going to make it a little lower. But I'm getting ready to see. I might not need to cut it lower. No, because yeah. I can do two pieces of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that real quick and get it ready to go, and then I will go and drill the holes. Alright, so I measured it, and one side is 2 feet, one side is 15 inches. Like I said, because of that piece of wood, the wood that's standing straight up is off center, but the wood that's supporting the middle of it is at 2 feet. 2 feet is right there. I'm going to measure the length. So I want it 4 inches. So I'm going to do it this way. 4 inches. 4 inches. 4 inches. inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. All right. So I'm going to cut this one first. All right. Slide the center, more of the center out. All right. As you can see, this one is good. This one isn't. So I'm going to go recut this. There you go. I actually grabbed the wrong piece. It's still not 100%, but that's what I'm going to put the lip down there for. So let's cut those next. Alright, so I'm using the 2.5 inch screws again. And I'm going to take it down about probably 2 inches. So right there, at the top of it. And as you can tell, I'm just eyeballing stuff. For this one. So the next step is to put in these circles. So that way we can put the bottom of the fishing pole in it to hold it up. So I don't have a compass. Or Susie probably has one, I can't find it. So I had to engineer my own compass. As you can see, it's just a screw and a pencil tied with some twine. So I'm going to measure out where I need to put these circles at. Alright, so I got 8 fishing poles. So I'm going to do 4 and 4. I'm going to put the littler ones on this side because this side's a little shorter. And I'll put the bigger ones on this side. So I'm going to mark where that piece of wood is. It's right there. The edge of it is right there. The edge of this one is right there. So I know how far to go. So roughly eyeballed right there. Right there. So I got a little under, well, roughly 22 1/4 inches. So I'm going to put, I also kind of got to line it up with this as well. So put one there. So it's going to be here. is going to be right there, so I can do one here, one here. So that's 2. So we got 1, 2, 3, 3. I might put 5 on this one. 3, 4. Yeah, I can probably do 5 on this one. 5. Cool. All right, so I'm going to drill a hole right. Oh, not really. Oh, I gotta get the star. This one's a star. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to drill. I don't know if you can see. Back it up a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to drill this in. There. All right, so I drilled it in. Tighten that up. Move my thing down so it's even. I'm gonna draw. Yeesh, that's a little big. Let's move it down a little bit. All right, that's a little better. This is not the best compass I have ever used, but it's roughly in there. I'm gonna drill a hole in the center where that nail was. Alright, finally got a hole in her. That's gonna be big enough. Alright, safety goggles on. Alright, so like I said, it's not the prettiest hole ever, but hey, it's a hole. I'll probably get the sandpaper and sand around it a little bit. Oh, alright, it's on there. Alright, so I got the first 4 holes done. So the fishing hole's gonna sit there like so. I'm hoping I can get it to sit like this in there. But I'm going to go through and mark where each one is going to sit. And then I'm going to put the little bead notches in the wood. Turned out really cool. I know it is some messed up, redneck looking stuff, but it works pretty well. I am pleased with it. I'm proud of it, even though it looks like some redneck messed up stuff. But hey, it's pretty cool. I'm proud of it. And it's pretty sturdy. Like, I mean, it's not going anywhere. Whew. But it took me all afternoon to make it, about 5 hours roughly. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to get notified on when we post videos like this one. Also check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and while you're on Facebook, go check out our little shop. We have the Beast Box from Rogue Magnetics, and we have the entry and cookbook in there for purchase. I will also put a link to our bigger shop in the description. You can check out our merch there and get you a cool t-shirt, get a hoodie, a hat, beanie, some drinkware, you get coffee mugs. You can also get some stickers, and you can get a Joe Bob trucker hat. So thanks for watching. See you soon.